or for transport and receiving. No? So part of the text represented data, no, is the Baudot code, no, in which to be highlighted this morning, as well as I would start sharing also the Morse code, including I think a little more on EBCDIC, no, and ASCII. No? So have you read? Okay, some of you have given me a lot of data in their assignment. They include already up to EBCDIC. But as I instructed, at least you do have to search on the two um, codes that I assign, no? Baudot and the Morse code. So majority of your assignments also gave me those two. Okay, some are written, okay, others are encoded, no? Some also, or many also, didn't put the references. So I already checked your assignments. Some of you are missing also. I already gave feedback. So, well, I highlighted this. It's because it's mga sinauna, no? It's because of them. By the way, Baudot code is the first ever digital data. No? So, I'll be sharing with you this morning this one, all about Baudot code. And then, if I could finish earlier, I could also give this ASCII versus EBCDIC. So the difference between the two. And so I didn't highlight Morse code. It's because Baudot, no? So refers its reference is Morse, no? So it compared to Morse code. So I guess if you read your assignment, no, you were able to compare the difference between the two from cross, no, and the dots, no. So for the Morse code, there is some representation also, no. So lahi isa ng representation ng Morse code. So for this week, I'm gonna highlighting this one, Baudot. And then you're gonna be performing practice exercise 1. No? So, well, your assignment, you use different representation. Some of you gave me the, it uses the left significant bit, and the others uses the right, using the most significant bit. No? There are two most significant bit in Baudot, the right and the left. So, I may, to make it uniform, those who can relate, no? So later we will elaborate that, no? We will be using the reverse one na lang, no? So it's because in our example, we use the reverse representation. Okay? So there are a lot of, diba, types of Baudot code representation, no? The ITA1, no? So 2, and then the original one, okay? So, but then again, at least you gave me, at least you read also, no? So, start with, if for those who are interested with the history, no? Short history of Baudot. So, it was invented by this great personality, Jean Maurice Emile Baudot. So, this is the inventor of Baudot code. So, the term Baudot is based from her surname. So, later on, if you could discover something, no, do you may name it, no, through your initials or through your surname? So, we have here, it was invented. So, by the way, she was born September 11, 1845. So, 1845. And then, how do you pronounce this? How do you pronounce this French place, no? Magno? Magno? they pronounce it. So anyway, this is the place, Haiti-Marne, France, no? So, by the way, he is a boy, no? So, Jean, no? The son of a rural farmer. Rural farmer ay yung papa, no? And always naman, ingana, no? So, he only received what? Primary school education. So, same with Bill Gates. Bill Gates is dropped out, no? From the college, from Harvard. And also, Charles Babbage, no? He didn't continue schooling due to the fact that he wants to work on specific things, no? So, as always, scientists, no? Are really born to be scientists. They're not born to be students. So, that's why, yes, primary school, imagine, but sa una class, if you graduate primary school, ang learning din sa una is gina-treasure, no? So, unlike karon, no? So, karon puno ta og resources. We have all the resources, no? Wikipedia, encyclopedias, no? Online platforms or Google, no? We have all of those to research on something, no? So, even before Pedro Calungsod learned 5 languages, but even kita now, no? It's hard for us to learn 2 languages, no? English and Tagalog. So, if you could find time, no? So, as per advice, learn another language on top of English and Filipino. No? So, you need to learn top 5 languages. No? So, let's say French, no? Spanish languages, Mandarin, Japanese language, no? Or Korean. No? So, you may have British language. No? So, well, tungod kay daghan ng resources, so dili kayo data kayo makurat if a person is a linguist, no? Daghan siya ma-learn. So, why I highlighted this? So, from primary education, he was 24 years of age. He joined the the French administration of Post and Telegraph. So, this made him give a break, no? So, diri siya ni Dako, no? 1869. So, how pila man iyang age ani nga time, no? So, in which where the whole new world, the whole new interesting world of electricity, telegraphy, and mechanics awaited him, no? So, that's a very nice part, no? That happens to his life, no? He took to a new environment and started studying the different fields with the ultimate aim of becoming a professional engineer, okay, which he finally achieved 1882. So, pila na edad ni, so 1845, 82 minus 45, pila ang age? 30 plus, no? Ito ba? 37? I'm not mistaken, no? During his study, he concentrated on improving the efficacy of telegraphic transmission, okay, which was still very slow at that time. So imagine communication before and now compared to now, no? So that is why nakita niya ang benefit, no, of studying this, no, the telegraphic transmission. So, well, the system in use was predominantly based on Morse system. So, katong si Morse based on, no, mga sana pitik-pitik lang sa signal, no, and only achieved speeds of about 12 words per minute. So, hinay yun kayo ang Morse, no. But that's the very starting idea of creating the first ever digital data, no. So, here's the development. Morse, based on Haggis telegraph, he developed his Baudot printing telegraph. So, that's in the year 1874. So, a machine that could be operated by anyone na, no? So, unlike before nga, si Morse, ang pasabot rasad is ang nag-create sa machine, no? So, ang nakanindot ni Baudot printing telegraph, no? So, somewhat it used a piano-like keyboard, no? With only 5 keys to enter the character. So, look at it. So, siguro naka-searchan mo ani, no? Na yung mga placement sa kamot, sa tuplukon, no? Ang mga keyboard, no? This one, with each character being a combination of 5 keys, no? So that's why Baudot, it's termed to be 5 code representation. So kung 5 na siya, kung 5 bit na siya, pila man na in binary terms, no? So by the way, this code, which he had developed himself, become known as Baudot code. So this is the start of the Baudot coding, no? So by the way, when we say code, what is this code, no? When you say code, it's simply systems of words, letters, figures, or symbols used to represent others, no? So let's say ikaw gi-code ka as, no? Mura ba siyang icon sad, no? Icon representation, no? So to represent others, no? So you could use this murag metaphor or simile, no, sa English, no? So well, it's somewhat, no, you could refer a code as system of words, no, letters, no, figures, symbols, no. And then why do we use codes? For the purpose of secrecy. So that's the very purpose na kay gi-hide. Mo na nga medyo so usok ay ni sa mga organization nga sila rin nakahibaw, no, sa ilang coding, no. So nandiyan ni mga senyas-senyas, so mo na ibuot pasabot, no. So kinsay tig-adto buwangan, no. So mga places na sila yung mga kuan, na sila yung mga sinyases, no. So dapat observant ka para kung sugarol yug ka, no, di ka mailad, no. Kay mangingilad halos ang nas palibot, no. Bitaw joke ra, no. So well, why do we use code? For the purpose of secrecy lang, no. So what is this Baudot code all about, no? So it's simply a 5-bit code, no, with equal on and off intervals, no, which allow telegraph transmission. So again, 5-bit code. So when we say bit, 5 binary digit ni siya, no. So the maximum representation is pila man, no. 2 to the power 5. Pila man ang 2 to the power 5. So how do you represent, pila may maximum representation niya? So it's numbers, 32 man ang 2 to the 5, so ba? So 32 numbers, so or digit, so it's 0 to 31, right? 0 to 31. So each letter was represented by a 5-unit combination of current on or current off signals of equal duration. So again, each letter was represented by a 5-unit combination of current on and off signals or equal duration. So somewhat na yung mga developments of Baudot telegraph machine. So we call it Baudot printing telegraph, no? So na-evolve, so more siya piano-like keys yun, no? And then some of the figures here, figures represent the modern teletypewriter, sender and receiver mechanism, and the code representation. Well, this one, it doesn't use the reverse one, this keys here, no? So for Baudot, naatay letter o figure nga gi-represent using the same keys, no? So mo na iya ha, no? Letters and figures nga gi-represent using same keys. So let's say A and 1 has the same keys, key representation, no? Or translation, no? Or coding representation, no? So then we have two things to remember, no, in using Baudot code, no. So we have here this is the first. So as I mentioned earlier, this is the first ever means in digital communication. So why we could say digital? Because it uses digits already to represent. So it uses 5-bit code to represent a character or a letter or a symbol, no. And then we have here the symbol rate measurement. Okay, is measured in baud, no. So sa maning baud. So baud is in Baudot's honor, that is the inventor of it. So it means 1 baud is symbol per second or pulses per second. Okay, remember that, no? So that's one baud, no? Symbol per second or pulses per second. So far I don't put a lot longer about Baudot. So I think that's all. That's everything you will know. You may search also for some variations of how Baudot code evolved, no? So we have here practice exercise 1. Just simply, I think you already secure a clear copy of about dot code representation. So to make it uniform, let's just use the reverse code, no? And then using Baudot, translate equivalent code of your birthday. So for example, the birthday is October 12, 2020. Pero we have a sample here. We have a sample, diba? For this text here, let's say A space 1 dash, no? So how you gonna represent it using Baudot representation, Baudot code representation? So I have here so I'm referring this to a reverse one, no? Okay, for a while. Let me show you. I'll show the PDF file for a while. So that I could open it. Okay, well, this one. So for this representation, it uses the reverse representation. For A, sorry, that's a digit. That's a hex A. No? This representation, it has a binary representation. So 5-bit representation man. So from 0 to 31. So kung imo ning iwan tanan, so 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. So if you add it, that's 31 in decimal. Sakto ba? 31 in decimal, no? And then how much that in hex? So na siya hex equivalent, na siya octal equivalent, no? So sa octal equivalent, so kung mo ni decimal niya, mo ni iyahang octal niya, mo ni iyahang hex. Ito ba? Yes. No? And then, may corresponding figure or letter and figure, no? So, per binary bit representation. So, mo na commonly si Baudot, no? Well, na siya gigamit nga, no? So, the following table gives us an overview of Baudot encoding. The leftmost bit is the first bit. Mo na yung gigamit. So, ang leftmost bit is the first bit daw, no? So, meaning, take note lang. So, mahug nga, murag mo ni siya reverse, no? Reverse coding. Sa usual nga, makita ninyo, inig-view yun, inig-search, no? So, ang 1, meaning 1 signal, positive signal, represents a cross and 0 for a dot. No? So for easy interpretation, we don't use cross and dot, we use 0 and 1 to represent, no? As per calculation purposes, no? So for this representation, we came up with, so that is why we have this equivalent, no? So for A, so kung atong tanawon si A, so it has 110000. So it simply means 11 iyang gi blacken, so that's the 1, and then the empty representation of circles mauna si 0, no? And then si space, so na may space, appeal sa representation, di ba? So si space is, sa man si space. Sa representation, gani in space. So napot tayo figure shift. So from si Baudot, from for example, the letter ka mo shift ka into number or figure. So nasa siya representation. So and then so this is the representation of, so using the reverse code ni kani siya reverse, no. We have the space 00100, and then we have figure shift representation 110111, 11011, and then the 1, so money representation niya, no. And then we have the dash, no. So double check lang sa nato kung sakto ba, no. So far ingani ang pag-represent using the code of tables of code lang, no. So again, to be uniform, just simply use the reverse one, no. Reverse code. Yes, your birthday only, and then you may, no, submit it, no. Pwede ra usa ka drive or pwede ra sa Google Classroom na to, no. So i-assign lang ni nato siya, no. So we have also for Morse code. So you have already the table man for Morse code. So you may perform also exercise 2. So later, no. So unaha sa ni si 1 karon, no. To be submitted na lang this week, no. So taman Friday. And then allow me to give you the discussion also on EBCDIC and Ascii, no. So well, si Morse, sa'yo naman, kumutan na ta sa table, nara po'y character equivalent, o sa equivalent ni A, no. So dash ba, no, pila ka, no. So sa mga research niyo kay clear man ang discussion. I don't know if you read your assignment. Sige, ang assignment ra ang clear, ang nag-send wala ka klaro, no. So please read your assignment again. You have a clearer submission there. You show me, no, that you really uban gihan written, yan napahiluna gyud nila ilahang research, no. So medyo na discuss ug maayo. I don't know if you read it, no. So majority nindot na sad ang na research, na ay pareha pero di gid pareha tanan. So at least you really make it individually, no. So gawas pera na lang siguro sa by the way, as I've noticed, dili lang sa Digicom na mga submissions, no, sa Logic na ay mga consistent late twice na, no, late submission. What happened? So magsabot ta daan, no. So aware man siguro ta sa virtual class karon. So at least siguro we secure a clear internet connection na, no. So we have 1 year already nga pandemic. So I think dili issue. So pildi ra ba mi ko inyon mininyo wa may signal, no. Patay mahems anang wa tay signal. So you know what? The most crippled thing in this world is excuses, no. So ana lang gyud, no. So please make more responsibility in case you do have some excuses kay inyuha raman sad na, no. We don't allow sana kay atong deadline kay tag-as man, no, dili raman ura-urada atong deadline, no. So simple kay gipabuhat unya, how much more kung tagaan na mo complicated task, no. Unya, no, unya na pag yung mga reasons like ma'am, na-submit naman ni, pero I don't know nga wala na-submit. So, ayaw ko ninyo taga-iog, no? So, kanabit ang question nga makatawata, ang answer makatawata, no? So, basta late, na mark late ka, no? So, late yun siya, no? Na-late yun siya, no? So, anyway, I am not too harsh in I just deduct some points, siguro for late. Maximum is 50%, no? Depending the days or the days nga na late ka, no. Kay days is worse, no. Okay ra siguro isang oras, no. So naay mga equivalent deduction. So ka-unfair man sad sa ni-submit on time, right? Am I agreeable to that?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I agreeable to that? Sige, any comment? Any comment for that? Okay, well, pero na lang sa ni-submit on time, I do appreciate your effort. Even I just gave the activity and you turn in immediately. I do appreciate that. You know what? Kumuton gyud akong kasing-kasing sa mga estudyante nga buutan kaayo, no? Well, bisag kinsa man siguro, if you are the teacher and then no, some student of yours is very responsible, no? So you know what? Digid ko magmakulay mo hatag og uno, no? Bisan pa og no. Na bitaw ang iyang submission is not that, no? But then on time unya, no? Unsa na? Ilom lang unya kakuha unya magwi reason nga ma-late unta ta, no? So gani may mga late sa una nga wa may internet sa una, no? So sa una lagi ma'am. So unsang day nakalahi sa mga tao karon og sa una? Discipline naman siguro, no? Unya, you know what? The secret to be successful lang yun, no? In everything we do is we know what we want, no? So if you don't want, you quit on the class, no? So I don't need students who don't like my class, no? So you are not welcome also, no? So this is what I will tell you. If you don't like to submit, then don't submit. So don't just give me reasons, unreasonable reasons nga moingon mo unsa diha, no? So I don't force you, no, to submit. Okay? If there are tasks and you don't like to submit, then don't submit. I don't force you to submit. Am I clear? Am I clear to that? Tingog ko na ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Tingog ba? O yan
Yes,
naman,
ma'am.
conflict
Yes,
of
ma'am.
schedule because we know na mga conflict of schedule. Unsa itong sabot? So, class third year, tulo ni ka-subject na ko ninyo, no? So, I notice, so, same student na, no? Mga late, no? So, sige lang, kung makabantay mo nga nalain na mo Google Classroom, it's a sign, no? So, I just noted every time, I try my best that every time you submit, I also check and feedback. I don't return yet because some of you didn't submit pa, no? Your output. Though it's a simple assignment. Diha mo na ako gisuwayan, assignment pa lang, no? So, hibaw na kung kinsay, no, performer sa klase or kinsay, sana, dedicated, no? And for sure, brighter future ang ahead of you, no? So, as I'm always talking to everyone, if your attitude, sana medyo so dili man ang kagalingan, no, ang dawaton, so attitude man, no, so it could be learned mo god, no, ang skills, no. So well, if ingana atong mga attitude, don't expect me to recommend you kana bitang mo reklamo ditso na yung mga, no, unya inigting grado ra ba mao ra ba kusog mo reklamo, no, ngayo grado, no, nga dako grado, no? Okay, well, anyway, I do appreciate to the majority who submitted on time. Okay, well, I just ran through this one for us to continue our task. Maybe next week we will not meet synchronously. I'll just give you some activities related to this, no? So that mabawas-bawasan ang internet connection, nga di natin synchronous. I just maximize time to give you these things here. And maybe moingon po daan, I targeted to finish our lessons earlier due to the fact that I would be scheduled to deliver also my baby on January, no? Earlier than January. So hopefully before Feb nga tingrado, first week of Feb man ang tingrado na humana ta, no? So I could give you also your grade earlier. So am I understood? Expect sana sunod yung mga meetings with regards to lecture. So, obviously, week 3 to 4 pauntaan so I'll just be giving this in advance so that we could proceed lang pod, no? So anyway, activity can be given anytime, quizzes, no? But lecture lessons, no? If panahon is okay lang, di ba? So, karon medyo okay naman. So, mga gahapon, medyo wala ko ni-discuss, no? Due to the fact nga naay typhoon, no? So, nawa ang internet for others, no? So, well, same idea with, by the way, EBCDIC and Ascii, no? So, some of you gave me already a research on EBCDIC and Ascii. So, what does it mean by Ascii nga, class? Yes, anybody? Na-encounter na nato, Ascii? Naa sa screen. Wala may dito bag, no? So, American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Are you still with me? Napa ako
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
How about EBCDIC? EBCDIC is simply, remember mo itong BCD, no? Binary Coded Decimal. Si binary coded decimal is inyang gi-represent ang decimal number 0 to 9 using 4-digit number, no? Si extended binary is na siya extension, dili ra siya na 4 bits representation. So let's run through. After this, you have exercise 2 also. Okay, for a while, lobat, no? Okay, so how computers represent data, class? It uses 0 and 1, no? So just a review lang. And for on, for this representation, we use green light for on, and then traffic light. Green for on, red for off. For a while, I need to. Okay, let's say for example, your computer also represent using this EBCDIC. This is how the way we pronounce it, EBCDIC, no? EBCDIC, no? So DIC, no? ASCII, also ASCII, no? So your computer may represent this representation. Remember lang off is the red one, green for on, no? So your computer may represent, for example, in a 1-byte code of 00110100. So your computer might represent this representation. So for 00, it uses off light off red color representation, and then for the on, the green one, no? Or kung nahinganing 1 byte, so by the way, 1 byte is 8 bits, no? So we call it 1 byte, 8 bits, 8 ka bits of zeros and ones. So single bit is 0 or 1, no? So that's a single bit. So kung 8 bits na siya, 1 byte na, no? So this one, 01000001 is represented by on, off, on, off, 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 on. So that's how, so review lang, no? So basig naapay, wala na aware ani nga concept, no? So in short, your computer system is simply on and off. So are we aware of that? No, bulok man siya, class, on and off ra magyud. Pero i-represent lang og digital digits ang on and off signals, 2 zeros and ones, no? So we have The representation of on and off in computer uses binary digit, on and off state of electric current. No? So consider the basic unit of information represented by zeros and ones. So the basic unit of information we use as binary numbers. Sakto ba? And then 1 byte is 8 bits. So grouped together to represent a character. So meaning a bit could not represent one character. We need to group bits to represent one character. So it could be alphabetical letter, a number, a punctuation symbol. No? So for example, it is 8 bits. So it could represent 256 different combinations. So why 256? That's 2 to the power 8. No? 2 to the power 8 is 0 to 55 number equivalents. No? So or 256 combination. So we have here representing characters. We use as character code. We have here character code that translate numerical data into character readable by humans. So that's why we need to have character coding to what? So character code translate your numerical data, which is groups of zeros and ones, okay, into a character readable by humans. No? So again, we have two. We study two representation, character coding, Ascii and the EBCDIC. No? So Ascii is 8 bits. So it's equal to 1 character. So usa ka 1 byte, no? And then it is used by many computers daw and personal computers. And then for EBCDIC, the difference between the two is see, EBCDIC, it represents also 8 bits also representation equal to 1 character, but it's mainly used for mainframe computers. So usually mga dagko nga mga computer system, no? So unlike ASCII, mini computers lang and personal computers, mga macro, no? Kanisiya is mainframe. So maybe supercomputers also. So mangutan nga naman nga lain man sila gigamit, so that's why they're created for a certain purpose, no? So let's say for example we have a number 4 here, and in ASCII number 4 is represented by this representation. So sa representation niya 0011 niya 0100. So, mo na yung representation ni ASCII. So, what tayo mahems kay mo na iyang representation, no? Sa table, kung atong tanawon ang last 4 digit lang ang pareho sila, no? Dire naglahi na, no? So, nanay kalahian sa second unsa na tawag sa 4-bit grouping nibble, no? O ayaw lang tong usa ka word nga P, no? Nibble lang, no? Basig malain na, no? So, di ba kung mayong kuno ka og kanang 1 bit gamay nga paak, no? Kung kag 1 byte dako nga paak. Kung mas dako sa bit, unsa man kit na, ano? So mo nang nibble, no? So dili siya byte pod, kay dako ra kayo ang byte, no? So we have here EBCDIC and then ASCII comparison. So we have EBCDIC, extended binary coded decimal, interchange code, so pronounced as EBCDIC, CEDIC, no? So that's how we pronounce. 8-bit code. It is developed by IBM, that's why gigamit siya mga mainframes. So rarely used nowadays. So it was devised 1963 and 1964 by IBM, and it was created to extend the existing BCD, no, binary coded decimal, no, interchange code nga existing. No? So na siya mga ingani nga. So IBM only sample representation, no, using EBCDIC, no. So na atay table later, yung if you search EBCDIC versus ASCII, daghan kay mga table versus representation. Same character pero lain sila og coding using EBCDIC and ASCII. So, again, for mainframe sa EBCDIC, ang isa is for personal computers and mini computers. So, kinsay naka-discover sa by IBM ning EBCDIC, no, company, kanin siya is by a person, Bob Bemer, no? So, it was developed to standardize the way computer represent letters, numbers, punctuation marks, and some control codes. Are you still with me, guys? Are you still
Yes,
with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Bemer was a prolific computer user, a man who literally worked every day, no? And he felt at home sitting in front of a computer screen, no? And then he was a coder until he couldn't code anymore. So, mao siguro nga nag-create siya representation. So, in 2002, he was honored with Computer Pioneer Award by the IEEE Computer Society. So, the man who also introduced the escape key sequence. Lamig yung kayong escape, no? Na-appreciate ba ninyo ng escape? Kana bitang masayop na tagtuplok, ni escape lang, no? Mubalik ta sa default one, no? Setting, no? Pero kani nga escape sequence diri, di ba sa programming na to, unsa kani mga escape sequence? Backslash, katong mga backslash, no? Backslash B, di ba? Backslash N, no? So, to computer which gave people more freedom to move about in a program. So, makasetting ka using backslash, no? Escape sequence, I mean. So, sa Turbo C, kay mag-backslash mo tadto, no? Or makagamit as mga escape sequence. And then, what's an Ascii code? It's a short for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Unya, it's a 7-bit code, originally, representation, which mainly ranges lang to 0 to 127 decimal. Kasabot mo ani nga ni class? 2 to the power 7 is 128, right? Ka-digit, no? 128 means that's numbers 0 to 127. So, karon kay ni-upgrade man siya which assign a binary value to letter, number, and other character. Nowadays, nigamit na sila og 8-bit code na, no? Which could represent, mo nang pare-parehas na sa ASCII, 256 different values na. So, kung 2 to the power 8, that's 256, and it represents numbers 0 to 255. And also, si ASCII, it represents text and control characters in computers, communication equipment, and other devices that work with text. And most computers use ASCII code to represent text. So, which makes it possible to transfer data from one computer to another. So, computer use ASCII table to convert binary data into letters or characters so we can see visually. So, we have also here ASCII was first developed and published 1963 by this committee, X3, a part of ASA, no, American Standard Association. And it was first published in blah, 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 no? So, 10 revision standard being published, no? And it was taken over by ISO. So, we will be learning ISO later in our digital communication. So, International Standard Organization, no? And then, registered later in Germany as this registration code. So, no? So, sa'yo naman sabton, ASCII code chart, kung natay number 0 to 15, gibahin siya row and column representation. 0 to 15, di ba mo ni binary representation niya. And then, katong 0 to 7, kung 0 to 7 lang, so 7 is 3 digit, no? Grouping lang. So, mo ni mga represented using these bits kung mo ni iyang row, mo ni iyang column. Kung ang row is 0, 0, 0, 0, pito, no? plus tulo ka zero, so null ang gi-represent ana. So mura na ikot pasabot. Murag multiplication table ba, no? So well, mo ni originally, and then ang 8-bit code naman si Ascii. So natay comparison diri between Ascii and EBCDIC, no? So we have here the difference between the two. So Ascii is a character encoding standard for electronic communication. Si EBCDIC, an 8-bit character encoding used mainly in IBM mainframe or IBM mid-range computer OS. So mo ni meaning niya, no? This one uses 7-bit originally, this one 8-bit, and then it represents 128 character, it represents 256. Arranges the character in consecutive order, this one, groups of 9 at a time. So well, mo ni mga comparison, so more efficient daw si Ascii, and then less efficient si EBCDIC because majority uses Ascii for personal computers. So let's say for example na atay character nga A sa EBCDIC ingani iyang representation. Igamit siya og C1 kintahay nga hex number. So what is C? C is 12. So 1100, that's 12. And then 1 is 0001. Mo ni si EBCDIC. Pero si Ascii, ang representation ni A is 41, no? Instead nga C1. So 41 mo na nga 4 ang first digit, first 4 bit, 0100, that's 4. Yeah, 0001 C1. So and so on. So that's they differ in representation. Parehas lang tumoy, lahi sila og katong first 4 significant bit, no? Lahi, no? So for natay practice exercise 1 ganina, no? Katong birthday using Baudot. So naasad tay practice exercise 2 EBCDIC and Ascii table. You are going to first is secure a clear copy of EBCDIC and Ascii table of codes and encode the text hello world, no? Using EBCDIC and then using Ascii. So for the practice exercise 1, okay, so pwede ra ito na ni idungan tanan, pwede ra taman pa next week. Yeah, tama na lang Friday next week pod si practice exercise 2. So okay ra ba? Breakout meeting sa Digicom next week to do these exercises, or okay ra pod nga mo proceed tag next lesson while doing the exercises. Kung sa itong gusto, dali ta mo human or dugay ta mo human? Matanon pod mo na.
Dali lang, mahuman, ma'am.
Dali mo human. Dira ta mo discuss ihapon, ya bahalag na lang tay gibuhat pod.
Pwede ra, ma'am.
Carry ra. Ibig no, kay sig yung sampo di si ma'am, uy daghana pud ni, no? Sige ha, akong tanawon yung responses. Once I let it turn, ako nang i-assign, unya, daghang mo turn in dayon. So, mo proceed na ko dito. Pero kung maglangay-langay, langay punta, no? No? Sige, for a while ha. Where is activity? Exercise 2. Okay, exercise 3 na dahil si Morse code, no? So, practice exercise 1 kani, practice exercise 2 si, asa ko dito? This one, and then practice exercise 3 si Morse. Dali raman si Morse table, no? Kay naa naman mo yung Morse table. Katong si Morse kay ani raman ang sample, no? Mag-base rin punta sa table. E is represented by dot, diba? Napo ni mga meaning, no? Kung spaces, 3 empty, no? Blocks, no? So, nani mga meaning dots ani. So, hindi kayong mga assignment sa majority, pero pera na lang po sa uban. Abay na class this time, if you're asked to make it handwritten, all caps na lang ang gamita. Kay nag-handwritten pod, unya, lugos yun, maklaro ang uban, wag yung itik ug agi. Halos gipinakatay na, no? And then, later ko mo feedback sa logic, kaya dahan ko feedback sa inyong drawing, no? So, kani wala tayo po kani nga subject. Sa logic mo ay medyo, no? So, makasabot ang dili lang mig-agi, pero try your best to clarify your, so you know what, your handwriting reflects your personality ba ya, no? So, no? O na siya, no? So, asa na ba ko? This one. Sige. Ang ato lang problem is i-secure lang na to, no? So, additional assignment is the EBCDIC and Ascii table of codes. No? So, para ma-code ninyo ning hello world ra gud pod nga text. Okay, using EBCDIC and Ascii. So, am I clear? I think that's all for this meeting. Just wait for my assignment in the classwork for this. Anyway, pwede nung mag-start for submission na lang mo, no? So, question. Next lesson would be for next week, no? Is naatay for a while. Okay, we will discuss. So, nahuman naman ko week 5 of 6, no? Week 4 of 5. Details of Morse code. So, pwede rin po nga next week mo discuss na po sa Morse code in detail. Kay masyado ng so dugay na tan, no? Ikaron tatanan. Okay? So anyway, so next week na lang po si Morse kay taas-taas, no? So, question? Question please. Okay na ta?
Kanang send din mo ning soft copy sa.
Oh, yes. Google Classroom na lang ako i-post, ha?
Okay.
Kaning material. Okay na? Sige, question? Walay question?
I think none so far, mansad ma'am.
Very good yun si Vince. Mag-di first honor na ko, no? Sige, I think we need to stop recording now. Have you screenshot the attendance already? We reached 79 participants, also 79 attendees. Na-screenshot na. How about fourth year? Any questions? Fourth year?
Tira, ma'am.
Walay conflict sa inyong klase ron, Pasodra. Sige, so thank you so much. Maybe next week i-run through na ko ang Morse o niya pang week 7 nga topic sad. Kay margamay raman tong Morse, no? Kaya lang duha ka topic every meeting. So okay ra mo? Okay pa mo so far?
Okay pa, ma'am.
Kaya ra to activity. Kaya ng activity? Kaya ra to? Based sa mga table lang. Sige. So thank you. Thank you for responding this meeting. Please send me the screenshot of the attendance as well as ang iba nag-send of Excel file. Okay, thank you so much. Let's end the recording now. And you can leave now. Thank you so much. That's all for today.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Salamat, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Happy Teacher's Day.
Happy Teacher's Day, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hey, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Happy Teacher's Day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Happy Teacher's Day, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Happy Teacher's Day.
Sige.
Thank you.
I miss you too. Kisa mo itong miss you, ma'am. Wala talagang kita.